The benefit to knowing where your audience lies is that you tone your communications appropriately based on where they are to move them up. I'm Ben Morsom, and this is Engagement Decoded, where I share insights and tips on how to better, more effectively navigate engagement with audiences so you can stop guessing and fight for the attention of those you want to connect with. At Debut, we worked with our researchers to identify that there are 4 levels of engagement: adverse, selective, deceptive, and affecting. And obviously, we only strive to achieve affecting engagement where we have lasting downstream behavior change. Why is it important, though, to have a good understanding of where your audience lies within that spectrum, within those levels of engagement? It's important to have a good understanding because when you know where your audience is, you know where you need to move them from. And you can approach your audience with a much more thoughtful and intentional way so that you can actually move them up to that level of affecting engagement. Now, one thing to note, it's quite common that your audience will have a range of levels or segments of those levels within. Not everyone will necessarily be in deceptive, for example, or selective. Although selective is the most common level of engagement, where people are selectively engaging because things interest them and disengaging when they don't, it also is the level that's most easily influenced. To move them up, obviously we want to skip past deceptive because we can pay for that and engage people with excitement, which can also have negative or adverse effects on them and your goals of achieving behavior change, but we can move them up to affecting lasting behavior change. It's also common that you might have members of your audience that are in the adverse engagement stage because maybe they lost a colleague, for example, to a termination, or things that were personally impacting them that will cause them to be in a more negative state of mind and therefore in an adversely engaged state. The benefit to knowing where your audience lies is that you tone your communications appropriately based on where they are to move them up. If you have, for example, an adverse audience, it would be out of tone or off tone to go in and create this event that is just based on high energy and excitement because it will seem insensitive and basically misaligned or non-resonating with where they are from a state of mind, and therefore you risk pushing them into a state of further adverse engagement, which will then require more effort, more intention to move them back up, even to selective engagement. So by knowing where your audience most likely resides, and it's quite easy to determine, you will then be able to move them up with more intention and adjust the tone of your experience and the elements of your experience to resonate with where they are at that time. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Engagement Decoded. Do you want to learn more? Hit that subscribe button below and never miss an episode to learn how to increase engagement with your audience. I'm Ben Morsom, and thank you for watching.